What is up, boys? Welcome back to the BunnyTrack World Cup 2024. This is the first time I'm not fucking muted. Fucking lovely stuff. We got there eventually. Welcome back to the stream. We are back for a Division 2 playoffs match between Vernon and ispyz, and I could not do this alone. I had to bring in the resident Portuguese legend, the kindest man in Europe, some are saying, Mr. Red Dynasty. Welcome back to the stream, Young. How are ya?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Doing good.
You're not actually muted this time. I'm not muted. You're not muted. This stream has started off at a high here, mate. We have an absolute banger here. This is the losers bracket match in Division 2, the first losers bracket match that we are going to be seeing here. Red Vernon, who needs no introduction, I don't think, but we'll give him one anyway. Russian player who destroyed in the qualification periods of Division 2, came into the group stages of Division 2, and it must be said, Red, that probably didn't perform up to the level of, you know, what people were expecting. Maybe from a speed standpoint, he was performing at a high level, but from a consistency one, there was a lot to be, I guess, still, I don't know, a lot left to be desired, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'd say the main criticism that players had during that little match. Actually, overall, his performance. It's same with Bulgaria. You know, we're expecting these guys to just play ridiculously well, flawlessly, and we're a bit disappointed that we saw a lot of that.
Yeah, we saw a lot of deaths. To recap what happened in the group stage, in case you missed it, this is the Division 2 group stage outcome. The players we're talking about, Vernon and ispyz. Vernon finishing 4th in his group with 32 caps and 177 deaths. 177 deaths, Red. I think that may be a new cup record, mate.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I think at least talking a little bit with the Bulgarian, he's pretty chill. You know, a lot of those were unintentional. He mentioned that, you know, a lot of those suicides he didn't really mean to, but we'll see. It comes down to now if he practiced that consistency.
Yeah, indeed. The consistency is something left to be decided from Vernon's side. 177 deaths is a lot to take. But, you know, this I don't know what to attribute it to. You know, Nin actually called off the game between Bugatti and Vernon halfway through a couple of days ago. The guys were basically, they turned the World Cup into a rush event. Both players were going for world record, just full on rushing. If they made the smallest mistake, suicide. You know, like approaching the event in a totally different way, totally, I guess I would say, not the most ideal way from an organizer point of view, from a viewing standpoint. You know, what we want to see here in Red in the World Cup is close matches, you know, players going for that win. You know, world records, yeah, you've been around UTBT long enough, Red. You know, we have plenty of rush events, summer rush, you know, the kind of capital, even like the blind maps events have been mostly kind of rush focused. We've got so many complaints that all of the events that we host on UTBT are focused for rushes, and then we get the World Cup where it's about consistency, and then people just want to rush. I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess, my 2 cents here on the whole thing. I'll try to summarize as fast as possible. I'm just a Div 4 player, but like, we have to also keep in mind, potentially these guys have been playing the 2K4 Trials scene for perhaps years, you know, and I've heard that, you know, at least Vernon is, it's like the Dylan Bro of 2K4 Trials. So
top 16 player.
Yeah, there you go. Like, and the thing is, they've never had to slow down. They never had the, you know, to train that skill set to slow down and go from a consistency, because really, as far as I know, and I think Matthias talked to Bulgaria about this, in trials there's no 1v1 setting. The only competitive aspect of trials is world records, speed. That's it. So, and I'm not saying that as an excuse, you know. I think Nightmare, and if Nightmare is watching, please correct me. I don't know if Nightmare came from Trials. I know he came from 2K4.
He did.
But if he did come from Trials, and we saw this in Division 3, he had adapted flawlessly, and he did go for those speed routes, most infamously the subtle fallout lamp shortcut, which it was amazing how well he did that, and he still provided a whole lot of consistency. So it is possible within a couple of weeks, to a month, to get that consistency. Try practicing in from these guys.
I mean, one thing we saw from Nightmare, another 2K4 Trials player, is that he had the speed. He definitely played very similar to like a Vernon, to a Bugatti, these 2K4 players. But one thing that we saw, you mentioned the subtle fallout lamp shortcut. Nightmare, in his match, he went for the shortcut, but after he missed it 3 or 4 times, he opted to go for the regular route. He realized that, okay, I'm losing too much time here. I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm losing more time than I would gain if I get the shortcut. I'm just going for a regular route. And what we saw from Vernon was, making a mistake and opting to just suicide instead. And, yes, there is that muscle memory that you can have when you're playing. Obviously, a lot of these guys are training, and the way that they train is they go into a certified server, they boot up the map, and then they just try to set the fastest times they can, rather than kind of focusing it from a cup experience point of view, where you come into a match and you don't want to take deaths, whatever. Like, the worst thing you can do is take a death. The best thing you can do is find out how to recover in every single room on the maps that you're playing. If you can find out recovery routes, then you use those. And so I think we saw a bit of trolling. Look, I'm not going to go over it again. I think Nin covered it last time. There was a bit of trolling. I'm hoping Vernon can come back into this match with a fresh mind, with a different point of view into the game. Maybe we see the same Vernon again. That's potential. But, I don't think ispyz is going to play like that. We've talked a lot about Vernon thus far, Red, but there is another competitor in this match, ispyz from the UK, an absolute veteran of UT, a veteran of BunnyTrack, a veteran of all different mods in the game. I think he's got a lot of fans at home. I'm sure players who are watching, there are a lot of ispyz fans out there. It is not the original Spyz, not the cheater guy, but a different Spyz. Red, he's been super solid this tournament. Maybe not at the same speed level as some of these other guys that we're talking about, but from a consistency point of view, I'm not counting him out in this match. If he can hold it together, if he can just be consistent, I think he can take this off of Vernon fairly easily, actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even his match against Riddick, when we went 2-2, he still had a very commanding performance. And he was one of the first players, that, for example, in Avalandor, he died a lot, but next time around on that map, he played it flawlessly. So he can improve, and he has shown a lot of improvement. Very solid player in all fronts, both speed and consistency alike.
Absolutely. You're 100% right there. Let's take a look at the playoff tree for Division 2. This is the knockout stages, and it is a double elimination bracket. The match that we're going to be seeing now pertains to the losers round 1. It is Vernon versus ispyz. The winner of this match will be going into the losers quarterfinal to play against the loser of Devil versus No Action. The loser of this match will be eliminated from the BunnyTrack World Cup 2024. So it's all to play for here. We saw a match earlier tonight, Berserker versus Riddick, where Berserker managed to take the 4-1 victory, move himself into the winners bracket final, pushing Riddick down into the losers quarters. And the Bugatti Knights match that's going to happen, I think in the next day or two, will be the winner of that will go against Riddick. So this is how the playoff tree stands as of today for Division 2. We still have a lot of matches to play, but we will be wrapping up Division 2 this week. We will be crowning a Division 2 winner. So I'm super looking forward to it. But we do have an important match to take a look at today, and both players have gone through their picks and bans. In case you're wondering what the format is, welcome to the stream. It must be your first time here. We've been live for the last 3 weeks. We're going to be live for the next 3 weeks. So if you're new here, welcome to the stream. The format is simple. In the playoffs, if you're in the winners bracket, it's a best of 6. If you're in the losers bracket, it is a best of 4. You need to win 3 out of the 4 maps to take the victory. If it goes to 2-2 after 4 maps, then we do a time attack tiebreaker. And what that basically means is we changed the format. It's no longer first to 3 caps, it's a first to 1 cap. And the maps that we play are all the banned maps by the players in the reverse order. We'll get to that if we need to, but the key information is on your screen right now. Vernon on the left-hand side, opting to ban Antithesis and Avalandor as his 2 choices. ispyz opting to ban Covenant and Quantifier. Anything standing out here for you, Red? Antithesis, Avalandor from Vernon, Covenant, Quantifier from ispyz. Any surprises here for you?
I am really surprised Vernon banned Avalandor. I saw him practicing a bit today. He looked a bit more stable, and he still holds that world record. That really surprises me. I'd figured he'd at least go, feel a bit more confident going to that. Uh, I spies on Quantifier though. I think he played on it against. I think it was against Riddick. I'm not sure. I think he played it once, and he did struggle a bit, I believe. So makes sense on that. I'm not sure if there's any like tactical cheeky bans here because Metroid wasn't banned; it was just simply unpicked. So I figured iSpies would probably try and ban that off of Vernon.
Yeah, very interesting that we don't see Metroid banned and Metroid not even being picked here, which means that even if we get to a tiebreaker 1v1, maybe that's the reason iSpies didn't want to ban it. If we do get to a tiebreaker, you would have to play Metroid. In this case, it's an unpicked map. It will not be played tonight, which, maybe for Vernon, maybe some strategy gaps in from his side. Maybe he was expecting Metroid to be banned and just iSpies with the 500 IQ play, opting not to ban it. But yeah, we're not going to see Metroid tonight. Antithesis, Avalander, Covenant, and Quantifier are the maps that have been banned, which leaves us with 4 maps that have been picked. The play order is going to be Acadia first, picked by Vernon. Cozylicious will be second, picked by iSpies. Implication third, picked by iSpies. And Adeon Factory 2 will be the 4th map if we do get there indeed. Happy to see you guys all in chat. Hope you guys are excited for this match. We also do have a man on the sidelines here. He is the admin of the night, Mr. Mateus, sitting on the casting couch there. Any words you want to throw out to all of your, I guess, fans watching in the chat? I know you have plenty of them. Any words of wisdom?
Yeah, I hope this series is going to be a lot better than the one that we had on Saturday. I think that really was not representative of what we should expect from Vernon. I've seen him play today quite a lot. I think he's ready. Also, iSpice just finished work. He arrived 10 minutes before the pick and ban started, so he's not really warm. I hope that he can get his fingers heated up so that we can have a great series.
Thank you, Mateus. You know a thing or two about getting your fingers heated up. Lovely stuff. We can. I think we're ready to get started here. Red. Any final words before we kick this one off?
I hope Vernon, changes his play style because I do want to see a close match between these two.
Me too, mate. Me too. Perfect way to segue into the losers bracket match. This is Division 2. This is Vernon versus iSpies, and we're going to be getting into the action here. The first map of the evening is going to be Acadia, a map created by Null, and this is one of those maps, Red, that we have seen a lot of times thus far in Division 2. A fan favorite, player favorite, viewer favorite, mapper favorite. Everyone that loves the style of this map. Some tricky elements, some definitely unique obstacles, making use of that speed sliding mechanic in Unreal Tournament. A lot of bounce tricks, or at least a couple of bounce tricks that you can use, and more importantly, there's a bit of tactics around the kind of HP conservation in this map.
Yeah, this regarding the HP conservation, it's about if you want to take that specific slime shortcut, or if you want to save HP to make sure you don't need to jump on that little hole and potentially die. So it is very, very interesting map, and definitely I'd say favors Vernon's playstyle a bit more. It's very almost rush oriented, I'd say.
Yeah, I think this definitely does favor Vernon. I 100% agree with you there, Red. He is a faster player than ispyz. I would expect him to be the quicker player of these two for sure. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to stability. Vernon has not been able up until this point to show stability in the cup, and this is his time to shine. If he cannot get the W here, or if ispyz cannot get the W here, the player will be eliminated from the BunnyTrack Cup 2024. And with that being said, both players have readied up. This is Division 2, the lower bracket, the losers bracket. It's going to be Vernon versus ispyz. Vernon is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen, ispyz on the right-hand side of your screen. And so far, Vernon already showing that pace advantage that we were talking about. I'm expecting to see him go for some bounce tricks here. He does opt to go for the bounce all the way through, but so does ispyz here, Red. Both players neck and neck going 20 seconds into the map here.
Yeah, so far so good. ispyz, I think, had a little bit of a better bounce there at the end, so managed to catch a few milliseconds off of Vernon. But I expect Vernon to go full rush here on this side. Yeah, no walking. ispyz holding his walk there for a second. Vernon just cruising on through. We'll see if he has enough HP here. Yes, he does. ispyz does not go for the shortcut. He knows his HP is low, so go for the button there. A little safe strat there.
Yeah, interesting adaptation there from ispyz, opting not to go for the shortcut. He would have, I believe, had enough HP to go for it, but it would have left him with quite a small amount of HP for the latter part in the map, opting to go for a bit more of a safer route here, while we see Vernon not really caring about HP, which we wouldn't expect him to anyway. He's going to be landing here with 10 HP, no problem for him. ispyz can also tank the health, which we will expect him to. Hits the shot, no problem. Vernon heading into the speed swimming part is going to be the last part of the map. No problem for Vernon. Only one dodge left to go. ispyz still has to hit the button. Vernon heading into the flag room here. Vernon is going to be getting the first cap here on Acadia, but ispyz not too far behind here, Red. Looks like the deficit is about 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, and interesting, they both went to use that shortcut there in the end. Instead of swimming all the way on the other side, they wanted to dodge off of that closed gate there, so very nice from both of them. And yeah, even with that deficit, ispyz looking pretty stable still.
Yeah, both players looking stable. Vernon had a perfectly executed bounce all the way through. Again, ispyz clipped on the edge there before the waterfall, and as a result, he managed to lose basically all of his speed and not carry that through into the bounce. So Vernon is going to be increasing his lead here. We saw about a 5-second gap. It's probably sitting closer to around 8 seconds at this point. Vernon looking comfortable, 33 HP, going for the shortcut again. ispyz opting again just to be safe, secure, calm, consistent. He's probably expecting a mistake from Vernon here, Red, but so far, Vernon playing probably the most stable that we have seen thus far from his performance in the Cup.
Yeah, so far, I think he's, telling everyone that he has changed. He's picking himself up to the pace and still performing really well. 131 on the map like this is very, very strong. And meanwhile, ispyz, he missed that little bounce shortcut there, but he has a whole lot more HP here, so he can easily tank that fall, and he's not too far behind. He's enough that I think he can still put the pressure on Vernon in the long run.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough if Vernon is playing with this level of consistency. Vernon getting his second cap in here. ispyz only just making his way into the final double button room here. He is going to make it through, no problem whatsoever. One more dodge to go for ispyz. ispyz is going to make his way through, but let's take a look what the deficit here is going into cap or into run number 3. It is 20 seconds in favor of Vernon. So Vernon, as long as he can hold it together here, Red, it is going to be all his. This is the true test of Vernon's abilities. He's going for ridiculous skips, which, I don't know if I agree with that, Red, but, stick to what you know is what I say. Vernon just giga chatting, doesn't need the extra platforms, going for the shortcut here as well, risking a potential double tick, but so far, Vernon looking very strong, and I must say, I'm very impressed by Vernon thus far.
Yeah, not even changing anything. He feels the most confident this way, and definitely, confidence alongside the consistency. We've been shown that so far. Very good job by Vernon, but ispyz still holding his own. He's not making any mistakes, so he's just simply being outpaced by Vernon. There's no way other way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, ispyz is doing what would have worked in every single match before against Vernon, which is just play without death. But unfortunately, the bad news for ispyz here is that Vernon will not be taking a death in this first map here. It is going to be Vernon with a 3-2 victory here on Acadia with 0 deaths from both sides. What an absolute performance from both players, but Vernon especially here, 130.3 versus a 137.6. That pace advantage that we talked about, Red, clearly coming out here, but we did not expect this consistency from Vernon.
Yeah, and no mistakes, not even just like a minor mistake there that I remember. It just pure 3 flawless caps from Vernon. That's a complete 180 from what we saw. And maybe he'll learn his lesson. Maybe he's been practicing enough. We'll have to see in this previous match. But so far, I think everyone can be a bit impressed at Vernon's performance.
Definitely. I'm, as an unbiased caster, I am definitely impressed with Vernon's performance. But the question is, will he be able to carry it now into ispyz's pick? This is map number 2. This is Kozylicious, made by 3D Max and Vimper, the Ukrainian pair, the couple, the lovers, the lovebirds have put together this amazing map. And what an amazing map it is. Very different from Acadia in terms of, I guess, both, obstacles, in terms of the risk versus reward. In Acadia, totally different map than this. Kozylicious, we see less deaths typically, more of a rushy map, I would say. Still, a lot of potential for deaths, and we saw a lot of those in the group stages, Red. But I'm expecting this to maybe favor ispyz a little bit more. Vernon definitely looked comfortable on Acadia, but we know Acadia is a strong map for him. I'm curious whether he can continue that performance here into Kozylicious.
Yeah, and ispyz had a pretty good, solid performance on this match, on this map previously. This is it has a bit rushy, but it's more technical. Lots of lift jumps, shots. You really have to bring out more consistency over speed on this one. Not too many shortcuts to adapt in the short notice.
Indeed, both players have readied up, and this is going to be map number 2 of the lower bracket. Vernon versus ispyz. Vernon on the left-hand side coming in with a 1-0 lead against ispyz on the right-hand side of your screen. This is ispyz's pick as we move here into map number 2, and thus far, again, we are seeing that early pace advantage coming in from Vernon. I'm sure, Red, that ispyz is going to take the exact same strat as he did in Acadia, which is consistency over speed, and I'm guessing just hoping for Vernon to make a mistake.
Yeah, now that he took that fall damage there, that could cost him if he falls in the triple, it's a double, triple, a lift jump room coming up to him. That will cost him a death here. So we'll see if that shortcut there by Vernon pays off.
Yeah, in this room that he is now, he can definitely lose some HP if he makes a mistake at the top level. He does not. There is one more place. I believe that Vernon could potentially lose HP on this run, and it's on the lift jump in the flag room. If he gets too crazy of a head bump, I believe he would crater with 27. Maybe he would survive with a few HP. We're going to find out here. Let's see how he approaches it. Vernon in the flag room. Vernon getting too greedy there. ispyz playing it much more safe, and this is what we were expecting from Vernon, making a mistake there late into the map, Red, and ispyz is going to be getting his first cap on the board here, and this is exactly what ispyz was waiting for in Acadia.
Oh man, I think he shot just a bit too early and jumped a bit too late there. Oh man, that is so unfortunate. Very, very costly that there by Vernon. Now ispyz feeling very comfortable. Now he just has to go the same path he was there before, and while Vernon has a whole lot of pressure on him right now.
Yeah, first time we're going to see ispyz here taking the lead of the match with a convincing lead, basically a full cap ahead, maybe a little bit less, but ispyz, let's see how he adapts here to this different type of pressure, which is playing from the lead. We know some players struggle playing from the lead, some players struggle playing from behind. Curious to see how ispyz adapts, but for the first time in this match, he is going to be carrying through that advantage. Vernon will need to get a cap on the board ASAP in order to put that pressure back onto ispyz ispyz, but both players already making their way through the map. We're going to see another mistake there from Vernon, missing a seemingly easy jump, I would say, or dodge ramp. Makes it no problem. Second time of asking. Let's see how Vernon approaches it this time. Shooting it early again. This time getting a head bump of a lifetime, but he is going to survive. Vernon getting his first cap in here, but ispyz not too far behind. Let's take a look how ispyz approaches this. Slow, calm, collected, and ispyz coming in with cap number 2, and he's still going to maintain that 1 cap advantage with the cheeky 360.
Man, every time Vernon does that dodge, I get nervous. He dodges it so early. Meanwhile, ispyz makes sure he's right on the ledge to get a really nice dodge. That Vernon needs to change that. He's dodging way too greedily there.
Yeah, I mean, Vernon, we've seen this, saving the 0.2 of a second, risking losing 2 minutes, you know, the story of his tournament thus far. Acadia, you know, I thought maybe we would expect to see something different. We saw a different side of Vernon that we haven't seen thus far in the Cup. Here on Cozylicious, he has been fairly stable beside that 1 death, but, you know, he took a death in the flag room because of that greedy shot, where instead he would have been in the lead, would have gone into map number 3 potentially with guaranteeing himself at least a tie, going to a tiebreaker. But here, now he's going to have to play from behind. He is going to be heading into the flag room very, very shortly here, but ispyz not too far behind. I think ispyz might have made a mistake. It looks like his gap is a little bit further, but at this point, ispyz, no real place to die except for the flag room. But Vernon,
there it is again.
Vernon in the flag room, the same time, same place, twice in this map. He's going to be taking a death there, and it's all for ispyz's taking here. He has one obstacle to go. Slow, calm, collected ispyz with a 360, 6980, 1250. It is ispyz taking the victory here on Cozylicious with a 3-1 victory. 120.3 from ispyz, a 125 flat from Vernon, 2 deaths from Vernon, 0 deaths from ispyz, and ispyz thus far deathless in the match so far, Red.
Yeah, pretty good from ispyz. He kept his cool. Meanwhile, at the end there, Vernon did get the a much better dodge, but too early on that shot. So early. He needs to practice that more.
I don't think he just has to, I mean, just take it easy, you know? Like, just go for the risk-free route. I don't understand it, but yeah. Vernon doing Vernon things. We are going to be heading into map number 3 here with a tied game. It is 1-1, and we're heading now into Implication, made by Roller Coaster. I'm going to make up some brand new lore, made in 2013, probably not for a mapping event. Beautiful rush map, as described by Rule himself. We've seen this time and time again. Again, another fan favorite, player favorite. Beautiful map here. A lot of places to die, a lot of tight timings, but we have seen players performing, I would say, quite well on this map, Red. You know, over their matches, they've been fairly consistent after the first couple of group stage games. You know, people seem to iron out their issues in this map, and it's been mostly pretty solid.
Yeah, especially on those rooms we talked before, the ramps, the shot lift dodge combo room. It tends to be the harder one, but we'll see. This is even slightly less rushy than the previous map and even more technical. We'll see if Vernon further collapses or he'll bring it back on this one.
Yeah, this is ispyz's second pick, and I feel like, you know, probably for him, he will want to lock this one up because the 4th and final map of the regular stage will be Vernon's pick. So, you know, this is ispyz's opportunity to guarantee himself a tie. This is map number 3. This is Implication by Rule. We're in the lower bracket, Division 2, Vernon versus ispyz. Vernon on the left, ispyz on your right, and thus far, we are already seeing Vernon rushing his brains out here, Red. The question is, can he keep this up flawlessly for 3 runs?
Yeah, and a little bit of an interesting thing is that these loop movers, oh, there it is. I was thinking about the loop mover timing, but it wasn't against ispyz's favor, so he is a bit slower here on this room. He's missing that dodge there a little bit and has to wait for the loop mover further, and he does not want to be wasting any time here because Vernon, again, like you said, is going to be rushing his brains off. He's
going to be rushing his brains out, and Vernon's going to miss the second shot there. He's going to have to restart the sequence room. No problem for him. Going to lose a couple of seconds, but, you know, again, I see in the chat, ispyz not confident about these next 2 maps here, Red. He's saying that he's going to lose these next 2, but I think he's putting a little bit too much pressure on himself. You know, we know what Vernon is capable of. He's capable of a lot of speed, but he's also capable of a lot of mistakes, and ispyz on the drop there, uncharacteristic mistake there from the Brit. He's known for his aim in other communities, opportunities, but it is not translating over here into the BT scene. ispyz going to be starting again, and now Vernon with essentially a minute lead here on Implication.
Damn, and yeah, I don't know how you can miss that. It's so unfortunate. Meanwhile, Vernon's still going for the speed route. He, instead of doing the dodge and jumping on those 2 steel beams, he dodged from the first steel beam right into the lift jump. So he's still not slowing down. That could cost him, but hey, maybe just like Acadia, this is a comfort map for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it is ispyz's pick. I'm not sure if how trained Vernon is on this map, but so far he's looking good. He has 1 room to go before the flag room. Let's see how greedy he gets on this dodge. Not that greedy. Not as greedy as we saw earlier on this evening. And Vernon now heading into the flag room here. He is going to be getting his first cap on the board here with a 204-121. ispyz this time managing to hit the shot that he could not last time around. And Vernon going to be heading into run number 2 with basically half a map lead here.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the maps where you do need to slow down a little bit, you know. Ooh, okay, that worked in his favor. He almost got bumped there, but yeah, Vernon needs to point out his what he learned. Did he learn any other strategies to slow down on these maps?
I don't think so, mate. I've watched enough Vernon over the last week and a half. He is not going to be slowing down. When he is quick, he is impressive. The question is whether he is going to be able to get through these runs without making a mistake. Thus far, he is doing well in this second run. 45 seconds into the run. No mistakes from Vernon. Let's see if he gets a high enough lift jump. He does get a high enough lift jump there. ispyz is going to be heading very shortly into the flag room. And as soon as spyz picks up the flag, he is going to be putting the pressure on Vernon, missing the button there, but no problem, is able to recover. ispyz now heading into the flag room, and he's going to be putting the pressure on. Vernon is going to see spyz picking up the flag here right at the crux of the map. Is it going to distract him a little bit? No, it's not. ispyz getting his first cap in here. We're tied 1-1, but Vernon already making his way a minute and a half into the map here, Red.
Yeah, the pressure is now slowly mounting on Vernon. You know, can he keep it together? Nice ispyz. Oh, does he know the recovery? Does he know?
No, he does not. He's going to figure it out. I think he's got a big enough brain. But and he says, oh no, Vernon, his brain might be big, but his execution is off there, Red. Vernon with the opportunity to recover, but the map knowledge, that was a suicide in his practice runs, Red. That was a suicide in his practice runs. He did not practice the recovery. He did not see the streams, and ispyz, out of nowhere, has taken the lead of this match.
Oh yeah, this is why you need to practice in all fronts, not just the speed aspect. Just watching demos in these live streams, you will glean some knowledge on the map. And if he knew the recovery, if he knew to steady himself there, he could have gotten out of it and would have already gotten the second cap. Now he practically just handed that second cap here to ispyz if he does not, cock up here.
The good news for Vernon, he is not out of it. spyz only with around a 20-odd second advantage here on Implication on their second runs here. He does have the speed to be able to catch up to ispyz. But one thing that we have seen thus far from ispyz is he has the consistency of a lion. He does rarely make mistakes in this match. Let's see if ispyz can hold it together and keep a good enough pace here against Vernon, who is going to be 100% rushing his brains out of his mind here.
Wow, he's... Yeah, I just started to interrupt. I just noticed where Vernon is. Wow, he is catching up. Like, He's
very quick. Vernon is very quick. He is 1 room behind, but both players still have 2 caps to go here. spyz is going to make the final dodge here. It is going to be essentially a guaranteed cap here for spyz. spyz, let's see what time he posts on the board here. It is going to be a 206 flat from ispyz, but Vernon already approaching the flag room himself. Let's have a look at the cap differential here. ispyz is going to be making a mistake in the spawn room, and that is going to be absolutely costly because Vernon is going to be grabbing the flag here. Let's have a look at the time, and ispyz takes another death. It's a 158 from Vernon, and both players now in the spawn room, and ispyz has not been able to capitalize on this lead, and now it's going to be a full rush off an ispyz. Why are you going for the rush route, mate?
That's insane, and what's insane is how Vernon switched gears instantly. He had a 206 in his first cap. He now has a 158. He instantly swapped as soon as that was very impressive. And now that's gonna cost ispyz because ispyz could not capitalize. He died too many times there, and Vernon, as you said, he is not gonna stop now. He is full speed ahead.
And the one thing is he does not know what his lead is. I mean, he's seen the deaths from ispyz. He knows around 10 seconds is his lead. I don't think Vernon's focusing too much on that anyway. I think he's just going to go at his own pace, but he's going to go full pace anyway. Let's see how Vernon can approach this third cap. This would be to guarantee himself at least a tiebreaker if he does manage to get the win here. Well, the situation is the same for both players. Vernon with rushing it too much, and he's going to make a huge mistake there in the crux room of implication, and ispyz now with a basically full minute lead here heading into that same room. Can ispyz hold it together here?
Yeah, and we saw that. That's like the second or third time we see a death on that exact same ramp here. But we saw ispyz, as soon as he landed, walk. And again, walk. So he instantly switched to be the safe mode. And that could pay him off. He could take this one because of that.
ispyz with a couple of rooms left to go to be able to take a 2-1 lead in this match. Can ispyz hold it together in these last two rooms? This room that he's coming up to now, I would say, is a pretty standard room. I do not expect any deaths from him, but it is probably the hardest room left of the map. Will he get this dodge? Yes. No! ispyz with the mistake of his entire career. ispyz, how do you make a mistake there, buddy? ispyz throwing it all away, Red. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here.
Man, you cannot be doing a mistake like that. It's just as simple. Oh man, no, ispyz. He is crumbling, and Vernon, surely he.
Vernon missing his dodge. Vernon walking up the ramp instead of getting a dodge out. Vernon is now going to be taking a late death, and somehow ispyz is still alive.
No way, man. This map does some crazy stuff to the players. Holy crap. This is so uncharacteristic. I think the pressure is hitting both of these players equally.
Red, we talked about this, mate. This is a deathless map for most players. We've seen players getting so consistent here on Implication, but now, when it matters the most to keep your tournament hopes alive, your dreams alive of winning Division 2, it's crumbling for both of these players. Somehow, ispyz, despite the latest mistake ever, is going to be in the lead here. Can he hold it together? Is he going to let his nerves hold back in this pressure situation? ispyz making it through the crux room here. Vernon only 30 seconds into the run, but this is where ispyz crumbled last time, Red.
There you go. He's slowing down. Like almost every jump that's next to dodge, he just hits that walk key. But man, ispyz, like look at where you're dodging here. Like, please, you cannot be making that mistake twice.
ispyz almost getting crushed by the door there, survives. This time, ispyz is shooting the button. He is not going to let it cause him a death. ispyz, 3 bounces and then a dodge. 3-shot combo and a lift dodge to go to take a 2-1 lead in this match. ispyz, he almost dodges way too early there. ispyz is going to survive somehow, and ispyz is going to be taking a 2-1 victory. He's going to do a victory lap before he puts it in, and ispyz taking a 3-2 victory here on Implication, Red, with a 206 flat versus a 158.5. 5 deaths from Vernon and 5 deaths from ispyz, but ultimately it's ispyz who's going to be taking a 2-1 lead.
Man, both players must be like, even if ispyz won, he can't be too happy about that victory. It just felt dirty. It did not feel clean at all, man. And this could have gone Vernon's way, because again, that gear shift from first to second cap was very impressive. How fast he caught on ispyz, and ispyz, he needs to pay attention, because Vernon has the capability to quickly close the gap, even with mistakes.
Indeed. We are going to be heading now into map number 4. This is Aidion Factory, created by Mads. Aidion Factory 2 to be specific. And this is Vernon's second pick. He needs to win this map to stay alive in the 1v1 BunnyTrack Cup 2024. If Vernon cannot capitalize, if he cannot make the most out of this map and take a victory, then ispyz will be proceeding through to the losers quarter-finals, and Vernon will be knocked out of the cup in the first round of the losers bracket. This is Aidion Factory 2, a sequel to the original Aidion Factory. I would say probably on par in terms of difficulty, but a lot fresher, a lot newer. And we did see Vernon playing this map previously. We did see him going for some crazy shortcuts, especially towards the end of the map. The question is whether he's going to be able to hold his nerve here, Red, whether Vernon on his map pick is going to be able to capitalize.
Yeah, it'll come down to adaptability. There's quite a few shortcuts in there that you can pull off. He needs to play. A good example is no action. No action on this map was so clean, so consistent. He needs to emulate that playstyle here.
He's going to have to emulate this. This is Division 2 lower bracket, Vernon versus ispyz. ispyz with match point coming into Vernon's map pick here. This is Aidion Factory. Vernon is going to be on your left. ispyz is going to be on your right. And this is going to be a test of stability, a test of your nerves when it all matters for ispyz. If he takes the victory here, he's going to take the win. If Vernon takes the victory here, he's going to send us into a time attack tiebreaker. Who is going to come out on top on map number 4 here? And we're already seeing some nerves from both players. Vernon took an early death in the spawn room. ispyz hasn't taken a death, but he's really been struggling just to get out of the spawn room here, Red.
Very interesting. Meanwhile, Vernon does not know the backup strat with the secondary, cargo truck there, the second shot. So he opted to just take the slow box mover here. If ispyz was not behind, this would be quite punishing for Vernon, but this ispyz is the one behind here now. It's very unfortunate.
And what's interesting is that ispyz's timer is showing 55 seconds. Vernon's timer is showing 45 seconds. If Vernon's playing, he probably thinks he's behind. He hasn't seen a death from ispyz, but he hasn't seen the mistakes from ispyz. So we're expecting... As I say that, ispyz is going to be taking the first death here. Vernon now in pole position here on map number 4 on Aidion Factory 2, a minute into his run. Is he going to go for the shortcut here? I believe he absolutely will go for it. Yes, he does. Does he hit it? He does hit it as well. Impressive stuff here from Vernon. The question is, will he be able to get the cap in? Because that's what matters the most here, Red.
Yeah, like if he doesn't do the air vent shortcut, but now is the big question. Will he go for that super long lift dodge here on the other side? He does manage this, no problem here, but now the big question here.
He did an adaptation. He was going for the long dodge there, long dodge ramp up and skipping the kind of beam part. This time opting not to as Vernon. Vernon now in the flag room. Let's see how he approaches this. He lands on the shot, lands on the box, no problem. Vernon is going to be getting his first cap in here, and Vernon looking very, very strong here on Aidion Factory 2.
Yeah, this must feel a huge confidence boost here by Vernon. He's not going for all the shortcuts here. We are seeing a little bit of adaptation, even with the mistakes. He's not going for every single thing. One or two normal routes here from Vernon. Very nice by the guy. Meanwhile, ispyz is still quite a few minutes away from the cap here. He's been struggling there from the start. We'll see if he manages to pick up the pace here, see if he can pull off some shortcuts that Vernon pulled off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think ispyz is going to be going for any shortcuts. I can clearly see why Vernon picked this map against ispyz. Vernon looking very, very strong here. ispyz probably not one of his top maps or one of his better maps in the map pool, but all he has to do is put the pressure on. I mean, we have seen Vernon time and time again crumble. If ispyz wants to take the W here, he needs to get the cap in on this run. Vernon is a minute into his run. ispyz is 2 minutes into his run. If he can get a cap in here, he will definitely put that pressure on to Vernon. Let's see how ispyz approaches this lift jump. No problem. Not going for the same skip as Vernon and going on top of the beam as well. ispyz now going to be heading into the flag room here, Red, but Vernon really not that far behind, to be honest.
Yeah, he's slowly catching up to ispyz. But yeah, as you said, best thing ispyz do is just cap. Just go the route, see how it goes after this. Just take your normal route, nice and steady, crouching. 228, but no problem for him. Now the eyes on Vernon. Will the pressure get on him?
Vernon, you probably missed that, Red, but Vernon almost made the biggest mistake of his life again. He walked against the ramp, didn't get his dodge out, but managed to save it, managed to land on the beam. Vernon really struggling here. I would tell him, just go to the other side, mate. Just go to the other side. You're losing so much time here, Vernon. Go to the other side, mate. You are too fat. You cannot do it. Vernon,
can you even recover from there? Can you dodge to the boxes from there?
I believe you can, but Vernon really struggling here. It is a jump party. Vernon doing his best rave impression there. Finally makes it through, and Vernon going to be capping the flag. This is cap number 2 for Vernon, and Vernon is 1 cap away here, Red, from sending us into a tiebreaker.
He needs to adapt. Just at this point, just go for the other routes. No monkeying around, no dilly-dallying. Just play it safe. He has to play it safe here. Even with ispyz's best time, Vernon can catch up. Just play it safe all the way.
I don't think think they have that word in Russia. I have not seen any safe. I'm going to check a Russian dictionary. I don't think that word exists. We are going to be seeing Vernon crushing his brains out here. ispyz going to be heading into the flag room in about 30 to 35 seconds time. ispyz will need to put the pressure on here. He has a 1 cap disadvantage, does ispyz. Vernon already heading himself into the inside area of Adion Factory 2. Ooh. ispyz going now towards the last sequence room of this map. Can he hold it together? And the question is, Vernon playing slower than I've ever seen before, actually. And maybe you're right, Red. Maybe Vernon has adjusted here a little bit.
Yeah, especially on that box room. He was rushing on that box, man. It can be very dangerous here. He still goes for that shortcut, makes it no problem. But now, beyond this point, yes, take it safe. No jumping past the crane. Just land on crane, dodge. Don't go for the ramp shortcut. Just jump and then dodge. Play it safe here, because ispyz is gonna cap, and if he caps and Vernon dies, this goes disastrous. Vernon still goes for those shortcuts, makes it no problem, but now is the true test. Did he learn from the previous mistake? Will he go for the long route? No, he does not.
He does not. Of course he doesn't. Vernon again going for his jump party, walking back a millimeter from the water every time. It is 1 touch kill. If you touch the water, Vernon does make it. Can he make this last jump? Yes, he can. And Vernon is going to be tying us up here 2-2 with a 3-2 victory here on Adion Factory 2. A 152.4 from Vernon, a 224.6 from ispyz, and we are going to be heading into a time attack tiebreaker here, Red. Holy shit, what a match.
Oh yeah, and then the pressure is going to be even more on the time attack, and as you said, time attack is a fan favorite because it's now going to be the consistency parts even more ramped up, and I think ispyz might have an advantage here on time attack, even on the maps that he thinks he's bad, because 1 mistake from Vernon, it could all come crumbling down.
Indeed, you're not wrong there. It is going to be interesting to see how these players approach the time attack. We're going to get the admins to make sure it's set to a 1 cap limit. Make sure that everything is set up. In case you are just joining us, this is the losers bracket round between Vernon and ispyz in Division 2. It is a best of 4, and both players have taken their own maps, which means we ended up with a 2-2 in the regular format. We are now going to be heading into the time attack format. What time attack is basically, rather than having to do 3 caps on each map, it is a first to 1. It is a first to cap. Both players will be starting at the same time. Both players will be rushing through the maps, and there will be the first player to cap the map will take the victory. In case you're wondering what maps we're going to play, we are not going to play the maps that we just saw. Those were the picks from both players. Instead, we are going to be playing the banned maps in reverse order. So to refresh your memories, Vernon opted to ban Antithesis and Avalander. ispyz opting to ban Covenant and Quantifier. The order that we are going to be playing the time attack format is Quantifier first, Avalander second, Covenant third, Antithesis is going to be 4th. And the way that you win time attack is you have to win 3 maps. We'll keep playing time attack. We'll keep rotating through those 4 maps in that order until we have a player who has got 3 points. Red, is your body ready for this shit, mate?
Hell yeah, we love seeing time attack. Madness can happen any point in during time attack, and you know what a map we're going through. Quantifier. Certainly, Vernon has the advantage here, but this is a very, very dangerous map here.
It is Quantifier, map made by Roller Coaster. It is one of the maps that we have seen again a lot of times in this cup. Beautiful map, very punishing. A lot of tight sequences, tight lift jumps, tight shots that you have to hit. Very punishing. One mistake could be the death of you. This was the ban from ispyz's side. So ispyz, I'm not sure if it's a tactical ban. I think it's more of a I don't want to play this ban. But I guess time will tell. You know, we were talking about a map like Avalander, which Vernon banned Red, and you know he's going to be able to play that next in the time attack format. So maybe Vernon with the strategic ban. I'm not sure if this is a strategic ban from ispyz, but you know it is time attack. It can go either way. It's only 1 cap, and you just need to beat your opponent.
Yeah, I think this was a strategic back by ispyz. He knows that this map has Vernon, you know, written all over it, super rush style, and it's not so much ispyz thing. He likes to keep it consistent, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Because under time attack pressure, it's a whole lot different.
It's a different beast. It's a different can of worms that you have to deal with when it's the time attack format. This was a format that was popularized by the 1v1 time attack event. Happy to see it in the cup here, and happy to see it. I believe this is the first time we're going to be seeing it here in Division 2 in the playoffs. It is going to be Vernon versus ispyz as we move into the first map here. It is Quantifier made by Rule. Vernon is going to be on the left. ispyz is going to be on the right side, and it is going to be a first to cap here. Let's see how these players approach it. Vernon already rushing his brains out in the spawn room. He is going to take a death. We are already seeing red. Vernon is the faster player, but he's making mistakes here, and he's giving ispyz the opportunity to have around a 12, 13, 18-second lead here.
Oh no, Vernon, he's struggling with those ramp dodgers. Finally, he gets it, but ispyz, no, he is taking his time. He was making sure to jump every one of those blocks here, and now it comes up to ispyz. All eyes on ispyz. Can he shave the pressure off? He just needs to keep it. Oh, almost fell off there, but he's no.
ispyz with the mistake on the long dodge there. He passed through probably the toughest parts of the map's red. He made it through this dodge that Vernon is on now. No problem. He picked up the toxin suit, but missed that long dodge. And I would say that's probably the last place that ispyz could have even died realistically on this map. And now Vernon is going to have the opportunity. ispyz throwing it all away here. Can Vernon hold it together here on the final couple of jumps? He's actually stopping, and Vernon is going to be getting the cap in here on map number 1 of the time attack tiebreaker format on Quantifier with a 54-second flat time. And you can't help but feel ispyz threw that one away there, Red.
Oh man, that was so rough. And we've seen players die on that dodge. They dodged too early after landing and grabbing the toxin suits. That was so rough. He could have easily taken this one from Vernon. That's very unfortunate.
Uncharacteristic mistake there from ispyz, as we are now going to be moving into map number 2 of the time attack tiebreaker. This is Avalander by Blitzy and Null, and this is a totally different map than Quantifier Red. A much longer map, a much more punishing map, and this is going to be a test of the player's endurance.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how this map is going to play out and during time attack format. You know, the pressure will be more now. I think it's that consistent, but you do want to have that speed there just in case, because this might be a big endurance map. But you know, you only got 1 cap, 1, and that's it.
It's only one cap. It's going to come down to speed at the end of the day. This changes from the kind of original format that we play where consistency is key. Here, consistency is still key. You need to get through the map, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the fastest player to the flag. There is no pressure of, being one cap ahead or two caps ahead. It is all down to the one cap only. This is Avalander. Plenty of mistakes. I'm curious to see which player is going to be able to capitalize here on this map. This is Vernon's ban, but I have a feeling that this could be a tactical ban from Vernon. We've seen him be very strong on this map in the past, but we've seen ispyz adapting as well. We'll see how it goes. Vernon versus ispyz. This is the time attack round 2. Vernon taking the first map, leading 1-0 in the tiebreaker. It is a first to 3 to win the match, and let's see how these players approach Avalander here, Red.
Yeah, ispyz fell a little bit there on the lift, not too punishing, but it's a very interesting matchup here on this map because ispyz has done this map with no mistakes, 3 caps, 0 deaths. Meanwhile, Vernon has the world record here, and I did see him practicing today. So both players here certainly almost equal in strength, but in different ways. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what adjustments we're going to see from Vernon. I think we have seen a different Vernon thus far today in the match. He's still got his pace. He's still got his speed. He's still doing everything, as he usually does. But I have noticed maybe a 5% reduction in speed from the guy. And ispyz is going to get absolutely his head ripped off there, I believe. And ispyz is going to be taking a death there, an uncharacteristic death from ispyz. The consistency king falling apart here a little bit. And Vernon is now going to have almost a minute advantage here, Red.
Yeah, Vernon even taking his time to make sure the combination lights up. Not going for that strategy, just hitting all buttons here. So really nice strategy, just keeping his cool here. But yeah, that is so unfortunate. ispyz just previously looked so clean on this map, and maybe that time attack pressure against the world records, holder Vernon is getting to him. So unfortunate, but hey, Vernon can still make a mistake here. We've seen mistakes, especially on those the lava room with the steps. So we'll see.
Yeah, Vernon is going to be approaching that room very, very shortly. So far, looking very comfortable is the Russian. He is looking the most comfortable, I would say, that we have seen thus far in the tournament. And ispyz, is that the same place
spot
again? Same place again from ispyz at the lasers or the light room there. Is going to be losing his head once again. And Vernon is now going to be heading into the lava steps room. Let's see how he approaches this. He is going for full skips. Insanity, but he misses. He misses. Yes, the suicide. Vernon getting too greedy. Vernon does not have safe in the Russian dictionary. He only knows tika and yet, and I think that's what he's calling out right now as he's thrown away a 3-minute lead to ispyz.
No way. He's not learned his lesson all the way. We thought he did, but no. After that mistake, I'm convinced. Maybe he wanted to show off a bit, but no. I have not seen, even the fastest players there, I have not seen anyone do that. They all took the one step at a time thing. I don't know what Vernon was thinking. Maybe he still had for a split second. I think he was practice mode there. Though I don't think he even did that in practice mode. So I don't know what's going on. But Vernon probably threw that away to ispyz. That is unbelievable.
Red, one thing that's key here is that ispyz has been messing up this sequence room so many times here. He is hard stuck in this room, and Vernon has managed to catch up to him here. Both players are neck and neck here, and it's going to be a rush to the finish. Who is going to be able to hold their nerves together here? Who's going to be able to get through the map in one piece? What is going on?
Yeah, it's a 4. And ispyz had a better combination there. He had 3 tiles next to each other. Meanwhile, Vernon had to do 2 lamps around the monument. So even more time boost for ispyz, man. But Vernon here, we do see temptation. He does not go for that weird shortcut here that he dodges back around these platforms. He goes for the safe way. But no, I think he should have attempted the lava room more than this. He's even shooting the spinner. He's throwing it away. His rage.
But he's throwing it away a little bit here. He does not know what his lead is. I mean, if he was rushing, this is his time to rush, Red. Yeah. This is what he was built to do. When he's ahead by 5 minutes, he rushes his dick off. When he's behind, he starts shooting spinners, mate. What is Vernon doing going. Somehow ispyz has managed to build out the lead here. We're going to see ispyz going one by one here. We're going to definitely see Vernon going for the big skips. He is going to be able to catch up a little bit, is Vernon, but ispyz is in the lead here. Vernon hits the shot this time. ispyz makes it through, no problem. Vernon makes it through, no problem. ispyz dodging into the wall there a little bit. Vernon is going to be catching him, and it's going to be down, and ispyz misses the lift. ispyz misses the lift. There is no way in hell I am watching this. We are not watching this. This is not reality. ispyz throwing it all away here, and Vernon is going to be heading into the flag room very shortly, as long as he doesn't make some ridiculous mistake here. He probably thinks he's behind red. Is he going to make a mistake here? Surely not. Surely not. Vernon heading into the flag room, and Vernon has one dodge left to go. Can he make it? Vernon, oh my god, he almost misses the dodge. Vernon, what are we watching? Vernon with the 1-0 victory on Avalander. I cannot believe what this match has turned out to be, Red. And Vernon is going to take a 2-0 lead in the time attack format and is going to be on match point.
This is why I said before, the time attack madness, like, it just... There's no words, and he won even after shooting the spinner. He's like, "Oh, screw you," punching back, and he just wins. It's the oh my god, the ispyz just. I think both players just making so uncharacteristic mistakes here. This is unreal.
This is BunnyTrack at its finest, or at its lowest. I'm not sure what we're watching, but this is how the tides can turn in BunnyTrack. This is why we play this game, Red. This is the moments that, you know, make or break your BunnyTrack history, your legacy. And ispyz throwing it all away there. He had so many opportunities this match, and you just can't help but feel for the guy as we now move into map 3 of the time attack tiebreaker, which is Covenant. And I already saw ispyz in the Twitch chat asking, why the fuck did I ban Covenant? He is not comfortable on this map at all, and this is Vernon. This is his to play for, Red. This is his opportunity to make it through and to knock ispyz out of the tournament.
Oh man, yeah, like Jesus Christ, and this is a map where a lot of deaths can happen. That dreaded lift jump, I expect one of them to die there. It's gonna happen, but man, after that match, both players are just feeling the pressure equally, I'd say.
Both players will be feeling the pressure. We are moving on to map number 3 here. This is Covenant. This is a ban from ispyz, and it is match point for Vernon, the Russian on the left-hand side. He is going to miss the first double shot and bouncer sequence, but he is, again, going to have the pace advantage here as we see ispyz taking a death himself here. And the question is whether Vernon is stable enough on this map to get a clean run-in. It is match point for Vernon as we see ispyz with another death and another one, Red. It is falling apart here for the Brit.
Oh, he is not doing good, man. And Vernon already passed, like, I'd say the hardest point on that map here. He can still die, I'd say, around the flag map, but, you know, just take it slow here. He doesn't need to go for that risky bounce here. Take these dodges nice and slow. You know, ispyz, he's not doing good. He's making sure he lands that double bounce here, but let's see. Can he get this lift jump here? He could be close again. Oh, no, he does not.
ispyz taking a death there. My eyes are on Vernon's side of the screen at this point. What? Vernon! What did he do?
I don't know. The room with the after the shots, the bouncing part with the shots.
I swear he just hit suicide. I swear he just hit suicide. I swear he just wanted to.
He did, but I'm not sure if that room. Sorry, does that room have a recovery? I'm not too.
Was he hard stuck?
He landed around, you know how there's the boxes stacked down and you can jump to? I think he fell next to, behind it, but I'm not sure if the door on the other side needs to be open like from a shot or a button.
I think he got stuck. I've got an admin behind me yelling his dick off that he did get stuck. I'm going to take his word for it. Vernon getting stuck there, opening the door for ispyz, but ispyz obviously not taking advantage of the fact that he knows that any banned map that he picks will be played in time attack, and he is not looking comfortable at all here. Vernon now has made his way back into this room. Oh, I know what he did. He had to suicide because he wasn't going to make the loop, and he wasn't going to be able to make it back. You're right. Indeed. Vernon this time, no problem. Vernon, only a couple more rooms to go here for the Russian to qualify into the next round of the BT Cup 2024. Long dodge. No problem for Vernon. ispyz is going to be taking another death here. Can Vernon hold it together here as he heads towards the end of the map? Not many more obstacles left to go for Vernon. He is going to survive this. He is going to survive that. And Vernon is going to do the impossible and take the victory off of ispyz here. 1-0 in Covenant and a 3-0 in the time attack. And my God, Red, what a match we have just watched. But you can't help but feel that ispyz threw it all away in that second map.
Yeah, man. I don't think he practices enough. He really dislikes the map. But no, even when you ban those maps, you have to practice all the maps there. You have to, because time attack could happen, these tiebreakers. And man, ispyz that opportunity there, because Vernon made a very costly mistake. Very uncharacteristic to get stuck there and miss that loop. But, very rough. But you have to give props to Vernon with the mistakes. I think he has improved. He still has a lot to improve. Avalandor was certainly a showcase of that, but compared to how he was, not hitting that suicide key every 5 seconds, he's slowed down a bit, but more calm. If he keeps training, practicing that, he could be very, very strong.
I mean, that was definitely Vernon's best performance of the Cup thus far. He played out of his mind. He made some small mistakes, which I think he needs to work on before he gets into the latter rounds of this tournament. But for Vernon, he is going to be taking the victory, and unfortunately for ispyz, we are going to be saying goodbye to Spyz in Division 2.
Commiserations for ispyz.
Honestly, commiserations. He played his heart out today, and I think he's going to watch back this VOD, and he is probably going to shed a tear knowing what could have been. This was his for the taking. Unfortunately for him, he was not able to capitalize, and thus far, he is going to be knocked out. A huge commiserations to ispyz. A valiant effort put up against one of the top seeds in Division 2, Red, it must be said, and I've been impressed by ispyz, all tournament long.
Oh, yeah. He had a very good performance there. Even with mistakes, he still kept it solid, kept it cool. And going, the score against Vernon, a newly re-emerged Vernon, a retrained Vernon here, even with mistakes on that, he still put a very formidable performance against a player of his caliber.
I mean, to be fair, ispyz came in with the right strategy into this game. He came in to be as, calm, collected, to be as safe as he possibly could in the match. And, in Acadia, Vernon was just flawless. He could not outpace Vernon. Vernon put on a 0-death show, gets 3 caps in, no problem, takes the win. He played how he had to, ispyz, but we saw a different Vernon today. Vernon, yes, did make mistakes, and I think, at the end of the day for Spyz, the one thing that's going to bite him in the ass, that's going to haunt him at night, is that lift on Avalandor. There is no way he should have missed that. That was his for the taking. Vernon was about 2-3 seconds behind on that run. He would have had enough buffer. It would have been close to the flag, but I think it would have been ispyz's, and it would have been a totally different story. We would have been going into the 4th tiebreaker map, and it still would have been an open door for ispyz. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize, and yeah, commiserations to him, Red.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna try and for fun practice those maps, see if he can do better. Maybe a 1v1 with any of Division 2 guys, or one if he's not too busy with the ICTF, surely.
At this point, ispyz should transition over to full-time BunnyTrack player. Fuck CTF, those communities are washed. It's all about the BunnyTrack community these days. No, but in all seriousness, happy to see ispyz here in another BunnyTrack World Cup. He is a fan favorite. He's always back here. He's always willing to compete. It's always a pleasure to have Mr. Spyz in the tournament. So thank you, Spyz, for playing. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for playing your matches, mate. You get to enjoy the rest of Division 2 from the sidelines. I don't know if that's a compliment or a backhanded slap in the face, but regardless, you do get to enjoy it. And for Vernon, congratulations to Vernon taking the victory there over ispyz for 3-2. We're going to see Vernon now progressing through to the losers quarterfinals. He will be playing the loser of the Devil no action match, which I believe is happening tomorrow. I'm getting confirmation from the casting couch. It is tomorrow. Devil versus no action. The loser of that will be going against Vernon. The winner will be facing against Berserker in the winner's bracket final. A lot of intense games still to come, Red, in Division 2, mate.
Yeah, I think either the loser or winner of that match is going to have a tough match. You either face Vernon or Berserker. Very, very strong players. But I would say, no action versus Berserker would be an absolutely insane match.
Yeah. I mean, there are some insane matches lined up here. Look, we have Berserker, we have No Action, we have Devil, we have Riddick, we have Vernon, we have Bugatti and Knights. These guys are the top of Division 2. These guys are fucking cracked out of their brains. They are going to be coming into these matches. I'm sure they're going to be practicing over the coming days. So far, I think the favorite of the players is going to be Berserker, but I think any of these players could take it on their day.
Oh yeah, if Vernon practices more and gets that consistency up, maybe he might overtake Berserker as the favorite. We'll see, but man, the action does not stop on Division 2.
Yeah, indeed. And before we wrap it up, I'm going to hand it over to our sideline admin, who is clearly not distracted there on the casting couch. Matthias, thank you for joining us once again here on the casting couch. Any thoughts about the match? What an absolute cracker, I reckon.
Yeah, I would be surprised if the stream didn't catch me screaming, because I was really into the series. We had some crazy deaths, very intense match. Yeah, I was leaning back, I was reacting like you. So yeah, it was a sick series. We saw really a different Vernon. We saw him take some breathers every now and then. He was way more consistent. He only slammed the suicide key once or twice. Yeah, really good series.
Thank you for the insight there, mate. Once again, Matthias, the match admin, doing the hard work there on the casting couch. Show him some fucking love. What an absolute legend he is. Red, it's been an absolute pleasure. We have casted 3 games together tonight. It has been a lot of fun, mate. Always a pleasure to cast with you, so thank you for joining me here on the casting couch.
Thank you so much for letting me on.
Come on, Portuguese. Give me something. I deserve to be here. I'm a fucking insane commentator. Invite me in again, Soupy. That's what I want to hear. Come on.
I'm too nice, Yonga. I can't.
Yonga. He's even thrown out the Yonga. Okay, at this point, we've got to call it. Red, yeah, thank you very much, mate. We have 2 matches tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow. It will be the one and only Mr. Nin Thomas taking over the UTBT stream. I will be back most likely on Wednesday, Thursday, some day of the week. I'll be back. But yeah, I guess that's going to be us. We have 2 matches tomorrow. Devil versus No Action starting at 8:15 Central European Standard Time. We have Bugatti versus Knights starting at 9:30 Central European Time. Not even summertime anymore. It's just regular time. So 8:15, 9:30. If you're in the US, make sure you check your calendars, because the time zones are kind of scuffed right now. So just make sure you're on top of it. But you want to be here. You don't want to fucking miss the action. We have so much more BunnyTrack coming to you guys live from the UTBT Twitch channel. But on behalf of the UTBT admins, moderators, cup admins, streamers, casting couch, whoever, it has been my pleasure. My name has been Soupy. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, and we'll see you back here very, very shortly. See you guys soon. Have a lovely rest of your night. Oh no! I didn't want to throw it over to Matthias, but look, we'll give Matthias give a wave, you know. Have a lovely rest of your night, guys. Have a good one. Peace.